Hello everybody, what's going on? Today we are going to be starting a new series on this channel, a series in which I upgrade my cross-country bike to be the highest performance, highest quality bicycle possible. So, in essence, what we're going to be doing here is trying to take my Trek Top Fuel, which is incredible. I love this bike and it performs so well on the trails. However, I'm racing NICA, so I want it to be fast for cross-country. So we're going to be doing a few upgrades to see what I can get out of this bike without diminishing its trail worthiness. And we're going to get into the video. Alright, so now you may be wondering, what did I get to upgrade my bicycle? Well, I got an answer for you. See this? What would you guess it is? If you guessed a RockShox Sid Ultimate, then you'd be wrong. I got a Fox 34 Stepcast, and I got it used for $200 off of one of my broskies from the shop I work at. So it's going to be 120 millimeters of travel, which is 10 millimeters less than what I have on here right now. It's going to make it faster. It's going to be lighter. We'll have to see how much lighter. I'll give you some numbers on that at the end of the video. And yeah, so I'm going to get right on into it and show you how we're going to put this fork on the bike. Alright, so the first step in this process is we're going to take the stem and fork off of the bicycle. So what I'm just using here, just a regular old ratchet. Take the bars off the bike. Not bars, taking the stem off the bike. Technically, by association, it means we're also taking the bars off. But that's not the goal here. That's tight, dude. And your fork's gonna fall out and everything's gonna fall. So I have a little trickster. So, you know, any sort of wrench, right here I've got a Torx, but I just stick it through the threads on that star nut and let that stay there so that when this fork eventually will fall out, all of the stuff stays intact. Another thing we have to do is take this brake off, which I'm going to do, but it's going to be a time lapse for you because I don't want this video to be 5 hours long. Hopefully it doesn't take me 5 hours, that'd be a problem. Now, if you're not an idiot like me, you would know to take the front wheel off first. However, as I was saying earlier, a little bit of foresight goes a long way. I didn't have that for some reason, so that's what we're going to do now. I would say do this. Oh my god. I need a new repair stand. This is atrocious. You seeing this? It's moving all over creation. I should not get tools on Temu. It's a terrible investment. Never. They'll show up like not the tools you expect. And, a little bit of foresight goes a long way. My own words that I said about 2 minutes ago. Look at that. But it did work out. It did work out in the end for me. See that? Bam. I'd get a little bit of a bigger wrench so it's not like doing what it's doing right now. Got another wrench to take the little cable guide off. Keep your bench an arm's length away from your bicycles. Because when you do that, no matter how bad you mess up, you just grab the tool. Grab the tool you need, not the tool you want. This is the old fork. Oh my goodness. The comparison between the weight of these two forks is quite notable. This is a significant weight decrease. You can even just look at the forks and see how much lighter this one looks than this. This one's a beast though. But yeah, look at my strategy. Y'all should use it. Y'all should use it. But yeah, this is a really awesome fork. I might sell it. I might not. Who knows? Look at that. Bam. I feel like the sear tubes on these are like almost identical, so that'll be fun. Alrighty. So I hope this angle isn't too reminiscent of my 600-pound life, but I'm going to be showing you how to take the crown race off of this. So, if you can see, there's this little slot right here in which you can kind of pry up on it. Now, I'll tell you the best practice is not to just pry up one side, it's to pry up this part a little bit, just an itsy bitsy amount, and then go around the whole crown race, little by little, eventually removing the entire crown race. And as you can tell, we did it pretty easily because I'm a boss. Look at that. You got your perfect crown race. Now we're on to the hard part of this, which is getting the new crown, well, I guess it's technically the old crown race here, but getting the old crown race, geez, my hearing aid's losing it, getting the old crown race onto the new fork. So, if FSA did one thing right, it was the split crown race, and actually, it seems to me this is really fitting onto this rather easily. I don't know if I should be concerned or not, because generally you have to like hammer this on. So I guess maybe Bontrager did it right too without having to hammer the dang thing on too much. I'm kind of at a loss because that was the easiest crown race anything I've ever done. I don't think it should have been that easy. I'm almost certain it shouldn't have been. For safety, I'm gonna just go around with the back of this, kind of hit it down. Not best practice. Not best practice. I wanna clarify that. Editor Amelia here. The reason that it was loose is because it's just sometimes the tolerances on those aren't quite right. So I'm gonna be ordering a new crown race, and maybe I'll install it in the next video, who knows. Hopefully the rest of this installation goes as smoothly as that went. Let's get to it. Anyhow. Ignore that. You ever see those videos where they just have the absurdly... they make it look like they're... I don't even know what they're trying to make it look like, but they make it look so perfect when they are putting a bicycle together that it's absurd. Like, I feel like an idiot when I'm putting it together after I've seen those kind of videos. Dude, this is gonna look sick. Seen this? I'm gonna grab my spacers. However, I think these are gonna be too high. Actually, dude, it's dead on. So we're gonna be running this stem full slam, XC racer mode. It's gonna be fantastic. Pretty sure. At least that's what I've been told by the XC racers in my life, that slam stem is the way to go. And Could you press a crown race with the tightness of your headset? I'm looking into that one too. That's a good idea if you can. I'd do it. Hopefully I didn't just do that on accident. Dude. Perfect bearing movement. That's about 4 Newton meters, I'd reckon. No way it's that easy. It looks good. It looks sick. I'm gonna be doing... Yeah, there's no play in the... I mean, it's hard to tell with this freaking... Jesus! That was called... I was asking for that. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Stand cost me probably a total of $25.55. So I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea. Look at that. I fixed my repair stand that I just broke. Can you believe it? I can, because this thing's garbage. I need a new repair stand. I'm gonna get a new repair stand after Christmas time. Okay. So after that brief intermission, we are going to be having, I am going to be installing the brake and the wheel. Look at the purpose, look at the use case of shop attire. You seeing this? Remember earlier how I had to take the brake bolts off? Ooh, I've got a little shimmer. Bada bing! Bolts. So, we're gonna install this back onto the bike. Key thing to note, when you are installing a brake, the best practice, and the way it's designed, is that you actually run the hose on the inside of the frame, or not frame, inside of the fork, because it eliminates the idea of this being out here and getting snagged on something. So that's why people do that, because that's how you're supposed to. Grease your axle threads. It's best practice. You know we do best practice around here. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna try and find a 180 mil post or 20 mil adapter so that we can run my 180 mil rotors. Look at it. Look at that. We're gonna install it. Don't buy your tools on Temu. Do not. I don't care if they're free. Actually, if they're free, go for it. If they're free. You see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? This is absurd. You can't have nice things when you buy off Temu. Sarbomb. It basically is pretty dope. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. The guy who decided to make it a little less powerful actually won a Nobel Peace Prize, which is crazy work considering that he helped design the thing and make it so powerful in the first place. But they gave him a Nobel Peace Prize. It's honestly valid because, you know, the shockwave was felt around the entire world for that. Not the shot heard around the world, the bomb hurled around the world. The Tsar Bomba. Anyhow, back to bikes. So, yes! Alright, now we're gonna install this into here. Heard it here first. It's my second favorite thing to talk about. I like talking about bikes more. I like talking about Tsar Bomba. The cat is in the background of this. Anywho. Look at that pro angle there. Seen this? Heck yeah. We're gonna align the brakes. Then should be good to go. All right, so the best way to make sure your stem's on straight is by looking, seeing if that aligns with the crown of the fork, and then tighten her down. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've told you about 17 times yet. Please don't buy tools from Temu. They're garbage. Oh my gosh. Actually, this hasn't been too bad to work with, but could be better if I got it from Harbor Freight. Anyways, yeah. We're gonna set sag once I get this all torqued to spec. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can use your manual torque wrench, okay, your hand. Alright, so now it's time to set pressure on the fork. As you can see, if I can get this to load, it is currently at like 70. I need it probably like 60. So we're gonna let out a little bit of, it's about 60, I would say. Get our sag indicator moved, hopefully doesn't move too much. So with that, we're not running very much sag at all, actually. That's, I don't know, 10% sag. So I'm gonna do some minor adjustments and then get back to you and give you my final thoughts. All right, so when all's said and done, the sag's ending about right there. That's kind of where we've got it set up. I had to let out about 8 or 10 PSI. So now we're running something like almost 50, but it doesn't make sense. The chart is a little off, I'm guessing. But yeah, it's gonna be sick. And I'm thinking about getting some stickers to match the frame. So let me know if you want to see something like that. And now I'm gonna give my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on this fork is it's incredible. I really like it. I'm going to see how much faster I go on my test loop. I will have the time that I have currently posted here. And then I'll test it in the next video. I'll get a good video of it. And I weighed the bike. Guess how much less it weighed? 1 pound less. This bike weighed 31.5 pounds, and now it weighs 30.4 pounds, which is a huge savings, especially in the fork. Next episode, we're going to be testing it on the loop, and then maybe a sneak peek of what's to come. Hint, hint, tires. Guess what tires you think I'm going to get in the comments. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.